Well, Thursdays also brings to us local baker Leanne Fletcher. She's here with a sweet ending to today's live show. A little mint, a little Baileys are the stars of Leanne's Fudge. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Yes.
This looks very simple.
It is. You know, I have no mixer here today. No power. So it is. It's a very different for me. But this was a very simple recipe that I was able to come up with and figured, you know, definitely to show everyone out there. Fudge can be expensive. This is again a basic recipe, so you can add in, you know, anything else that you like for your kind of flavor fudge that you would prefer.
Use your imagination.
Absolutely.
So the first thing we're going to do is melt some chocolate.
Yep. So in here we have about 2.5 cups of just chocolate that we have. I prefer to use the dark chocolate. It will give it more of, as my son would say, a more chocolatey flavor. He prefers the milk chocolate for it. And then we're just going to add in sweetened condensed milk, which we added about a cup of that in there. So we're going to, again, this is simple recipe. A lot of times with these recipes, it's the double boiling over the stove, stir, you know, constantly for 5 to 6. I hate that.
We're going to microwave.
So we're microwaving it. We're making it simple. We're putting it in the microwave.
And that's one of the best ways I've found to melt chocolate without scorching it, burning it, and ruining it.
You can put it in there for 30 seconds, stir it, put it in there again, continue stirring it until you have the consistency that you have.
And that's the key, is little bits of time at a time.
At a time, yep. So while that's in there, what you can do is we have strawberries that we're gonna kind of put just on top when they come out. So you can cut these, again, simple recipe that we're gonna all do right here while we're on there. It's amazing that you can say that we're gonna, you know, do fudge, you know, in a segment on TV, but we certainly can. So we just have some strawberries here that we'll cut up and have those with their fudge. And then over here as well, we have one of my favorite dinner mints, as they would call them sometimes, Andy's mints. Again, just some toppings that we can do, any type of toppings that you would want, that you like on top of it. So you just cut those up.
And just any way you want to do it.
Any kind of way. It doesn't have to be. They can be small. They can be big.
So we're not mixing those in. These are toppings.
These are going to be toppings. So you're not going to mix it in. Now, mix-ins that I would say to do is, if you do want to do a mix-in, you could do things like peanut butter. My son prefers to have mint in his. So if you do want to have those mix-ins, coconuts, you could do coconut. Again, you know, any flavor that you're looking at.
Because like you said, fudge, if you buy it, can be expensive.
It can be expensive, and a lot of times it is because they have those fillers. And again, that was just in there for a minute, and that's beautiful. That's done for it. And so we have also some pecans that you can do for that on top of those. You can just cut some of those up. Again, you can buy these already done in your stores, or you can just buy the big bags and cut them up for you.
Now, if you're going to have an adult party, you brought a special ingredient to put in there.
I did. So again, all these are our toppers that we're going to do afterwards.
Okay.
So after it comes out, we are going to add in a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of mint for that. And then our special ingredients is a little bit of Baileys. So.
And I was asking you, if you didn't want to use the Baileys, what would be a good substitute?
You can
because this is not going to bake out.
This is not going to bake out. A lot of our things that we bring on here, we do have it to where it bakes out. This is not obviously baking out at all. So you can substitute it. We can do a heavy cream inside there. You can do coffee. Make a cup of coffee, cool it down, and then pour that in there again. If you want more of kind of the Bailey's flavor but you don't want that, then you could do actually cappuccino. Same thing, the coffee and the hot chocolate.
Yeah. And you were telling me this is not going to set as well as like fudge without the liqueur in it.
Correct. Now, so the key to that is if you want it to sit to where it's really, really thick, don't use as much Kahlua that's on the recipe. Okay. Just cut it down just a little bit. But again, this is done. What I like to do. And that's going to set
for how long?
This goes in the freezer.
Oh, in the freezer.
In the freezer, yep, again, in the freezer. I like to kind of use these disposable ones where you put it in there and then you can pull it out. But in the freezer for probably 3 to 4 hours.
It smells fabulous. And there's the finished product there. You've got the toppings on there. Now, we put those on before we freeze?
You put it in, yep. Put it on just like this.
We'll put this recipe on our website for you by early this afternoon. And thanks, Leanne.
Thank you.
It's a Fudgy Thursday. Yes.